Stopping caring makes the world more intriguing. They say it's not about how much you care, but how much you can make them care about not being cared about. Welcome, guys. Let's clarify. If you're wondering what happens after you stop caring for someone, grab a snack and sit down, because what I'm going to say may blow your mind. Imagine sitting in a packed room. One individual is playing with their phone in the corner, attempting to be cool while everyone else chats. However, they're acting completely uninterested. They're too cool to care. But you're watching and wondering what it's like to have that power. Guess what? You're powerful. Folks, losing concern is like turning off a switch. I'm not talking about acting uncaring, really letting go and prioritizing yourself. It's the game-changing secret. It completely changes the relationship, not just how someone views you. Have you noticed how people pay more attention when you stop highlighting them? When you toss a rock into a pond, the water ripples, and everyone stares at the waves. When you cease caring about others' every move that happens, they suddenly ask, why isn't this individual pursuing me? The power transfer occurs then. You may be thinking, that's freezing. Is that cruel? Dear pals, no way. Just the opposite. Setting boundaries and prioritizing happiness is key. Not giving up your caring nature, merely turning it inward. Magic happens there, buddies. Imagine being the person who constantly texts good morning, remembers every detail, and tries to solve everything. Imagine pausing everything. What's next? They notice. Like the room's silence once the mic drops, things change. They ask, where did all that attention go? What's different? Why are they no longer pursuing me? And guess what? The game changes when you stop chasing. Your worth stops being determined by others. Instead, regain control. You feel powerful then. Best part, it improves relationships and self-esteem. You convince yourself, I don't need anyone's approval. My current self is sufficient. Stay tuned as we explain what occurs in their minds when you stop caring. Power shifts, behavior changes, and most importantly, how this one step will make you feel like $1,000,000. You won't want to miss it. Okay, pals, take command. Change your energy, perspective, and reality to get what you deserve. Owning your worth and going confidently is more important than seeking validation. Make this moment count. Leave these words in the comments to remind yourself that you control your worth. Let it go in the comments. I decide my worth. Declare to the universe that you are in charge and nothing can change that. Make it clear. First, why overcaring drives them away. An empty cup results from overgiving. Okay, let's be honest. Everyone's been there, right? Being there, checking in, and helping seems like the appropriate thing to do. However, too much care can turn people off, especially in partnerships. I know what you're thinking. Wait, what? Isn't caring loving? Love may be overpowering, though. Crossing that line, friends, can get messy. Break it down. Think of continually texting them, not just, hey, how's it going? You're texting every few hours to check in on them, offer answers to problems they didn't ask for, and show how much you care. Consider yourself sweet, right? You think you're committed. However, you're really saying, I need your validation. Let me clarify. Constantly reaching out implies that your happiness or worth rely on their reactions and attention. And guess what? That puts too much strain on everyone. Even the kindest, most sympathetic person can feel burdened by constant attention and reassurance. If you always give too much, what happens? You worry about being too available. They may start taking you for granted. It's human nature, not their fault. People underestimate conveniently accessible items. The attraction paradox. Rare and hard-to-get items are generally more enticing. Imagine a rare, lovely flower. The more you water, care for, and protect it, the duller it becomes. However, the flower thrives when you step back, let the sun do its work, and let it grow freely. It thrives without constant watering. Yes, attraction works that way. It flourishes with space, care, and independence fluctuations. Why does this happen? Why does too much care drive them away? First, it disrupts attraction. Mystery, challenge, and confidence attract. When you continuously knock on their door, call, text, and offer to solve stuff they didn't ask for, you're tilting the scale. You're doing too much, and you unknowingly take away their room to miss and reach out to you. Because they can't miss you, desire fades. Have you ever been so available that someone took you for granted? Imagine you're continually planning, checking in, being present, and carrying the emotional load. Eventually, they adjust. You don't want that. People, attraction doesn't work on neediness. Independence and confidence matter. Everyone is naturally drawn to those with their own lives, passions, and confidence. Constantly needing their attention or praise makes you feel inadequate. That's self-worth. You may be wondering, should I quit caring? Absolutely not. It's not about indifference. This concerns equilibrium. Recognizing that your energy, time, and attention are valuable. They're gifts. You hurt yourself by giving them away without considering your needs and happiness. You're telling yourself, I'm unworthy of respect until others approve. But guess what? You deserve. You're enough. You needn't lean over backward to prove it. What happens when you quit overcaring? You create an emotional vacuum. This is where things change. Sudden silence. Texts and check-ins are low. And guess what? That quiet makes them notice. Like a vacuum, it draws attention to you. They question, why am I hearing less from them? Why isn't it easier to approach them now? In this quiet moment, their sentiments return. The emotional equivalent of letting a flower breathe. You're giving them time to contemplate and see you as independent, strong, and worthy of respect. Magic happens there, buddies. Friends, let's seize the moment. You're not seeking approval. You're here to value yourself. Please remember that we are enough as we are. I respect myself. Say it in the comments below. Throw it out there and show the universe you're powerful. Nobody needs your proof. Your worth is obvious. Second, why being uncaring makes you irresistible. Release what's no longer serving you to make room for what matters. Okay, let's begin. When the puzzle pieces fit, you know that feeling. That happens when you lose interest. It causes a deeper psychological influence than most people realize. The scarcity principle. Wait a moment. That means what? Simply put, people value unusual, hard to get, or hard to find items. If you entered a store and saw hundreds of identical mass-produced things, would you choose one out? Probably not. Will you want a unique item on a shelf more if you find it? The mind operates that way. And guess what? Your focus is identical. Scarcity results from stopping to give your time and focus freely. You're no longer accessible and reliable. Your identity is unknown. The human brain is wired to solve mysteries. Their mind races when you step back. Why aren't they texting me more? Has anything changed? Have they moved on? The catch: those questions aren't random. Their subconscious mind is processing this new dynamic. Consider that there's no urgency when you're always there to help. They never have to worry about losing you since you're always available. Pulling back creates room. In such area, the brain overdrives. Minds crave answers. It seeks to fill your gap. Has that transition happened to you? Someone who was always there drifts away. Then you scrutinize everything, replaying past chats. Look for meaning in their last text. You scan their social media for other activity. The scarcity principle at work. They try to figure out what's going on when you're gone. Hold on, let's clarify. This is not about games or manipulation. This doesn't trick someone into wanting you. We're talking about letting go for your own health. Let go of the pressure to always think about the connection and the other person. Getting rid of overthinking is the goal. Consider your mind a messy room. Texting, overanalyzing, and trying to manage the issue clogs the room with papers, books, and distractions. Quite chaotic. Stopping overcaring is like clearing out all the junk. Your clean area lets you breathe, think clearly, and focus on what counts. Guess what happens next? You let them ponder about what they lost when you stopped contributing so much energy. You may question, what if they think I don't care anymore? This is it. Giving up the desire to prove you care shows respect more than anything else. You value yourself enough to focus on your growth and happiness, which makes you more attractive. When you respect your time and efforts, people do too. Remember that letting go doesn't mean disappearing or being apathetic. It means prioritizing your mental health and self-worth over relationship over work. By stepping back, you're creating a healthy balance that lets both sides breathe, reflect, and reconnect. Remember that stopping overthinking and overcaring shows confidence and self-sufficiency, not merely peace of mind. You've stopped putting all your emotional eggs in one basket and begun self-investing. That makes you irresistible, friends. Can you let go of the mental weight, step into your power, and accept the wonder of who you are? Stop chasing acceptance and believe yourself. You're enough. This will impact the relationship and your self-image. Say it loudly in the comments. I embrace my power. Speak confidently. This is your time. Your inner worth makes you more than enough. Affirm it to the universe. That's when the magic happens. Number 3. How letting go reveals your true self. Finding yourself is best done by losing yourself in service to others. Let's begin. As you've heard, relationships may be great, but sometimes make us forget who we are. When you lose sight of your own needs, wants, and feelings because of someone else's, yes, even the great suffer. The good thing is that when you stop caring so much and stop trying to please, You get the rare chance to rediscover who you are. That's where the magic happens. Consider that you've been pouring your mental and emotional energy into someone else, like a leaking bucket. You've been so busy pleasing others that you've forgotten who you are. However, completely letting go releases all that energy. No more bucket leaks. You suddenly have room, time, and energy to invest in yourself. Then the real job begins. Rebuilding your identity means what? Start simple. Who are you outside this relationship? Your goals. What excites you? What dreams have you put on hold to be the perfect partner? Maybe you should revive that interest you abandoned. Maybe you should go to the gym to get fit. Maybe it's time to tackle that project you've been thinking about for years and that thrills you. For whatever reason, recover your passions, ambitions, and identity. Everything changes when you focus on your progress, joy, and well-being. You no longer need others' approval. You now show up for yourself daily. The kicker: living for yourself and not others boosts confidence. Your confidence grows, and those traits, these are magnetic. Think about it. Have you encountered someone who was so confident that you couldn't help but like them? We're talking about that energy. And guess what? Others will notice as you focus on yourself, improve your life, and grow in exciting ways. When you stop seeking approval, the universe shows you who you're intended to be. You may wonder, will they notice I've left? Will that make people believe I'm indifferent? This is it. Self-care doesn't make you look uncaring when you grow and thrive on your own. You appear strong. You appear confident. You look like a person with a life. And guess what? People like that. Independence, power, and confidence attract. If you re-establish your identity and focus on growth, they will notice. They may not say. They might not confess it. Believe me, they will feel it. Most importantly, you're not trying to impress them. Self-improvement is your goal. When you realize who you are and invest in your happiness, you show yourself you matter. You're proving to yourself that you can succeed without others' approval or attention. This is your time. You can reclaim your life, future, and happiness now. Don't miss this chance. Investing in yourself raises your value, both to others and to yourself. That's most crucial. Post this in the comments to prove it. I am worthy. I invest in myself. Powerfully say it. This is your chance to shine, grow, and be your best. The world awaits you. Number 4, recognizing the shift. Absence inspires reflection. Okay, let's get to the magic. When do you realize your absence matters? You may not notice it, but the signals are there. Though they may not say it, you'll sense it in their behaviors. After stopping music over investing years ago, comments begin. They may comment on something they previously disregarded. It's not like they're suddenly nostalgic. More like testing the waters. Is he still around? Does he still notice me? Another one. You get strange texts like, "Hey, how have you been?" Or, "Long time no talk." Seems harmless, right? Beware. They're not simply checking in. Your emotional state is being assessed. They want to test if you'll drop everything to answer like you used to. These aren't random. They're signals that your silence is making them curious about you. Most people, especially beginners, mistake these signs. These actions encourage them to return to old habits. You've probably been there. See them reach out and intuitively want to respond instantly to restore normalcy. Oh, they're texting me again. This is my chance to reconnect. However, jumping back in too soon loses the ground you've earned. You repeat the over-attachment and dependence cycle. Listen carefully. These indicators don't mean to hurry back in. They show your detachment works. Your absence changed things. They noticed. They're curious. They're seeing if you'll still drop everything for them. You must be calm here. Avoid over-investing. Music. Overdoing it will repel them. If you wait for them to come to you, you've given them room to move. The same applies. By not overreacting and overpowering them, you allow them to think about you, miss you, and realize you're harder to contact. Attraction rebuilds then. Another important point. Don't see these indicators as personal victories or reasons to shift tactics. Instead, see them as proof that your separation is making them reevaluate your relationship. They're noticing your absence, which suggests you're giving them emotional space to contemplate. Most importantly, you're not trying to win them back. That's not the aim. Find yourself and recover your emotional energy. Show them that your happiness isn't dependent on their attention. Your genuine strength comes from creating emotional space to focus on yourself. Don't jump in when you notice strange texts, rapid social media interaction, or subtle attempts to test the waters. Keep cool and let them wonder. Mystery and space breed fascination. Drop this in the comments. I'm worthy. My presence attracts, not my chase. Say it confidently. Your strength comes from serenity, confidence, and space holding. Keep your energies up and show your worth. Number 5. Why chasing always backfires. Chasing someone brings them closer temporarily. Walk away, not chase them, to attract. Let's talk about chasing. One of the biggest mistakes people do when a relationship shifts. You've probably been there. You intuitively think, I need to chase harder, as they pull away. I must demonstrate my concern. Perhaps more calls, texts, and attention. Does it sound familiar? 29:18. Folks, chasing fails. It does exactly the opposite of what you want. Chasing pushes them further away. This happens. Why? The shift in dynamics matters. Chasing shows that you need their approval to be happy. The instant they feel neediness, poof, their interest wanes. Attraction is about confidence, not desperation. Being entire without external validation is key. Consider that pursuing is like putting all your eggs in one basket. Your message is, I need you to feel significant. Make me feel good about myself, please. You display your genuine value when you quit chasing. You stop needing others' approval to be worthy. Women, and people in general, like confident, passionate people with their own life. Since you know yourself and your value, you don't need anyone to prove it. What if I just want to show them I care? If I merely want people to know I care, what? Showing you care is different than proving it. Stop chasing. Stop boosting their ego. You stop putting them first and focus on your objectives, passions, and happiness. You show them your entire colorful life, whether they're there or not. Here's the secret. They usually notice you again when you stop chasing them. Why? Because your absence makes them consider what they lost. You give them time to reconsider by pulling back. It lets them miss you and wonder, where did all that attention go? What changed? Friends, that's when things change for you. Please note, this isn't about gaming. It's not about manipulating things. Respecting oneself enough to let go of continual validation. It's about taking back your power, focusing on your growth, and showing that your happiness isn't dependent on others. Your own self is enough. The beautiful irony is that when you stop seeking, attraction typically returns. You'll appear in control, have your own life, and don't need them to feel complete. Friends, here is the sweet spot. How do you stop chasing? Simple. Shift your energy. Prioritize your passions, ambitions, and happiness. Stop waiting for their approval and live for yourself. This boosts your self-esteem and transforms your relationship with them. You'll appear strong, independent, and magnetic instead of begging for their attention. Put this in the comments and say it loudly. I am enough. No need to chase for value. With conviction, say it. When you stop chasing, you unleash your potential. Your worth speaks for itself. Don't chase anyone. The power of silence. Why less communication speaks volumes. Silence is powerful. Okay, let's speak about silence. One of the most potent instruments in any relationship, yet often underestimated. Yes, silence. How can silence be powerful? It's not simply silence. A purposeful and meaningful choice can speak louder than words. You're not impolite or aloof when you cease communicating. Create room for both of you to ponder, reflect, and evaluate. Consider that when you're continually messaging, talking, and available, no one can miss you. You're accessible, predictable, and close. That may seem fantastic, but it's actually bad. You don't let them enjoy your presence because they don't have to wonder. When you stop over-communicating, a void appears. And that gap, very powerful. It makes them realize your absence. Silence doesn't mean coldness or ignoring. Games and reactions aren't the point. Create room for both of you to reflect. Not communicating every moment lets you reflect, which is more crucial. They now ask, why haven't they contacted me? All the texts, what happened? The calls, can they handle this distance? Can they feel my absence? These questions stem from your absence. Your absence challenges them to consider what they value about you, the relationship, and the dynamic you shared. Silence functions on several levels, which is its beauty. They see it as a question mark. They may be interested, bewildered, or anxious about the changes. For you, silence clarifies. You find peace you've been seeking. You no longer overthink every text, wonder what they mean when they don't respond, or decipher their muddled signals. Instead, you can focus on your needs and growth, leaving a fog for fresh air. No more searching for affirmation or indications. By taking a break, you've allowed both of you to reassess the relationship without the noise. And guess what? Silence brings clarity. You're managing your energy, not waiting for them. But remember, silence isn't a weapon. No manipulation or punishment intended. This is about limits. respecting oneself enough to know you don't need to fill silences with words or actions. Sometimes the best way to prove your worth is to let others see it. The most profound realizations often come from what we don't say. Your absence is notable. They'll view you differently when they appreciate the worth of your absence and that you're not always available. Your time and attention suddenly become appreciated. They realize you must earn your presence. That, my friends, is silence's true power. Create room for them to miss you and see what they may have taken for granted. For you, silence offers even more valuable peace of mind. No more seeking approval or recognition. After liberating yourself from that mental prison, you can focus on what matters, your progress and peace. Leave this in the comments to claim your space. I am worthy. I respect my limits. Speak confidently. Missing you is powerful. Your presence matters. Time to reclaim your energies. Show the world your quiet strength. 7. Setting boundaries to command respect and maintain peace. Instead of walls, boundaries are gates that let just the correct people in. Okay, folks, let's discuss boundaries, essential for a good partnership. You've certainly heard it before, but when you stop caring too much, you set a boundary for yourself and break away from others. That's one of the most powerful things you can do. Setting boundaries is like painting a line in the sand. It's about asserting your position and what you need to feel respected and valued, not driving people away. Healthy relationships require boundaries, which show self-respect. They demonstrate you won't sacrifice your time, values, or well-being to please others. The kicker: people are drawn to boundaries, especially women. Why? As proof of confidence. This displays emotional maturity. It shows that you value yourself enough to stand firm in your beliefs and aren't just available to everyone. Setting limits on your energy or tolerance makes others appreciate you more. Have you noticed how some people are taken for granted because they never set limits? But establishing yours is like turning a switch. You go from walkable to respected, and that change, very powerful. Setting limits doesn't imply being cold, stiff, or cruel. Distance shouldn't be created for no reason. Being clear about what you want, what you won't tolerate, and how much energy you're ready to offer is key. Making those lines known and following through sends a clear message. I value myself enough to meet my needs. That message will be heard loud and clear. People only treat you as nicely as you let. If you're consistently saying yes when you should say no, you're teaching others that your value depends on how much you offer. But setting limits tells them your tranquility, happiness, and self-respect are non-negotiable. And guess what? That affects the connection completely. Setting boundaries protects you, too. Protecting emotional energy. Giving without bounds leaves you fatigued and unappreciated. Setting firm boundaries tells yourself your energy is worthwhile. You're convincing yourself you're worthy and don't need to sacrifice for others. This is self-care, not selfishness. Here's the magic. Setting and enforcing boundaries fosters mutual respect. This isn't to control or manipulate someone. It's to build trust, equality, and understanding. Real connection occurs when both parties recognize and respect one another's limits. However, creating boundaries is difficult. It can be awkward at first, especially if you're used to saying yes or putting others first. It gets easier over time. The more you respect your limits, the more others will too. If they don't, well, then you should reconsider the connection. Nobody is worth sacrificing your tranquility for. Nobody is worth surrendering your values for. Your true admirers will respect your boundaries and appreciate them more. Say it confidently in the comments. I deserve respect. Setting limits protects my peace. Let the world know you're strong. Create the life you deserve now. Number 8. Stay grounded when they return. How to maintain your power. Never lose your value to the world. Hold your ground to attract positive energy. Admit it. Separation works. When least expected, they return. They may text, call, or suggest meeting. After that emotional break, you're back playing. Temptation is strong. It's easy to revert to old habits. However, if you don't stay grounded, you risk repeating the pattern that necessitated dissociation. When they return, what does staying grounded mean? You've worked hard to get here. You found freedom, confidence, and self-worth. Don't chuck away everything because someone returned. You must preserve the energy that brought them back. If you get too involved in their return and focus on them right away, you risk losing your progress. You risk reverting to harmful behaviors of overinvestment, overavailability, and neglecting your own progress. When they return, keep the same intensity that piqued their interest. It comes from your confidence, self-assurance, and capacity to stay focused on your goals. You no longer bend over backward or drop everything at once. You've moved on, and this return shouldn't erase all your progress. Imagine climbing a mountain. Someone attempts to drag you back to the base after you worked hard to reach the summit. Are you just following? Do you abandon your achievements and start climbing again? Not at all. You stand steady on that peak, knowing you've earned the vista, and don't fall. This applies to relationships. When they return, don't drop everything for them. Stay away from the habits that got you emotionally ensnared. Yes, they returned. But it's even better that you've gotten strong and confident, not playing games or seeming to be uninterested. Show them that while you cherish their presence, your life doesn't revolve around them. You've learned that happiness and contentment come from within, not from others. You must maintain that enthusiasm to move on. Staying grounded sets the tone for growth. You show them that you're no longer extremely invested, available, and validation-seeking. Your growth and change will keep them interested. This method promotes equilibrium in relationships. You're not chasing them or losing yourself. You're standing solid in your confidence, worth, and capacity to live your own life. When people see that you're not desperate, dependent, or hanging to them for happiness, the attraction begins. Remember, when they return, it's an opportunity to construct something healthier, stronger, and more balanced. Staying grounded prepares for the new chapter. Post this in the comments to affirm your growth. I am grounded. Attract what helps me flourish. People, stand strong. You've got this. Keep your spirits up and don't allow someone else erase your progress. 9. The true freedom of letting go. Why you matter. Release the need for approval to create the life you've always wanted. Let's be genuine, folks. Letting go is about you, too. It's about releasing the mental and emotional burden of worrying what others think of you. It's about comprehending that your worth comes from who you are, your self-confidence, and your capacity to stand tall no matter what. I know this is hard to hear, especially in a relationship or when you're constantly seeking approval. However, when you let go and stop seeking acceptance or love from others, you unleash magnetic power. Imagine bearing an invisible weight when you're continually anxious about what others think. It's like lugging a rock-filled rucksack. If you doubt yourself or worry about how others see you, you add another rock. But letting go is like dropping that bag. You feel freer, lighter, and more at peace with yourself. That kind of energy attracts individuals in all facets of life, not just romantically. This change makes you more attractive to yourself and others. Living truly means no longer relying on others to define your worth. You do things for yourself, not others. Therein lies true confidence. Instead of pursuing love, you're living unapologetically and being your best for yourself. The greatest benefit of letting go is refocusing on you. Your worth is no longer determined by others. That's your core. You create your own value, identity, and purpose. No matter who is around, you're establishing a fulfilling existence. The breakthrough, it doesn't matter if they return. That may be hard to accept, but it's the most liberating realization. When you live for yourself and create a fulfilling and joyful life, you no longer need others to complete you. Your work is done. You may be wondering, what if I want them back? I still care about them. Being concerned is fine. It's fine to want someone. However, not needing them to define happiness is powerful. True freedom is found in self-happiness. No more holding on to something that's not helping. By doing so, you make room for something greater, personal growth, new experiences, or the right person entering your life when you're ready. The kicker: you become magnetic when you stop chasing love and stop letting others make you happy. Confident, self-sufficient, and unapologetic people attract others. You become someone people want to be around, respect, and admire for your calm power and confidence via authenticity. The ultimate win. Friends, it's not about getting them back. Regaining yourself. Take back your power, own who you are, and live your own life. Make it real. Say it confidently in the comments. I am enough. My value comes from within. Declare, own, and watch the world transform. You have always had true power. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and learned something, like, comment, and subscribe for more relationship, self-growth, and empowerment information. Join the channel to upgrade and get special benefits. Your support keeps us providing the best. Stay strong, true to yourself, and see you next time. Grow and thrive.